It's only tiny, but it makes a huge difference in your patchwork projects. It is the 1/4 of an inch presser foot, and it is really good for making your seams straight and all the same size when you're doing patchwork. So if you love sewing your quilt blocks, stay with me until the end, because we're going to see how it works, the advantages it has, and how good of a seam it makes. And if you're new around here, my name is Irene. I like sewing about anything, clothes, decoration, patchwork, anything. So if you're like me, consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. It helps the channel a lot, and that way you don't miss anything. And you can also share, hype, everything you can. So this little presser foot is designed so your seam allowance is always the same. It's important to cut your blocks the same, of course, but then when you're sewing, if you move a little bit and it loses the line, you're going to end up with a not as nice quilt block, and that's really noticeable. The important thing about quilting or patchwork is that the lines are straight, so you don't see it bad. I have my blocks ready, I have my presser foot, so let's sew. Well, this little presser foot is one of these metal ones, the universal ones that come in any set, or you can buy it on its own, and it's the snap style one. So with the little lever here, you just take one off and add the other one. What you have to make sure is that your needle is in the straight stitch position in case you break it, if it's on a zigzag stitch or on one of these lateral ones. Just make sure it's on the straight one. And of course, like in any, we're going to make sure the thread goes in the middle and back. Well, I have my pieces and I'm going to start sewing them right sides together, following the guideline. And that's what is interesting, that the guide is going to make us make straight lines instead of wonky ones. When you're sewing, you want your seam allowance the same, and that's why we make patterns, so our blocks are all the same. But then if our blocks are the same but our seam allowance is not the same, they're going to look wonky. We can have a look and we can follow the guides the machine has on the plate, but still this presser foot is not expensive and tools are meant for that. They are not a waste of money, they are an investment, and they make your life easier, they make you work better and you get better results. So that's what it's good for, you'll have more time to do what you like and in a better way. I'm going to sew a few of them just because I'm sewing something, and if you want to have a look at what I'm sewing, don't miss the next video because it's going to be a good one, a Halloween one. And now that I have all these straps of little squares, I'm going to press my seams, but I'm going to press them all to one side. It's more time consuming to open the seams, and if you think about it, once you put the other one right sides together, you're going to get two pairs of seam allowance on each seam, so it doesn't matter if it's open and then the other one on top open as well, or if it's one to one side and the other one to the other. And this is much easier because you don't have to open the seams. You can just press towards one side and towards the other and lift them nice and flat. The only thing you have to take into account is when you're going to sew the next row that it is going the other way, so they don't collapse all and you end up with 4 seam allowances instead of 2 on each side. And now that I have all of this, it's going to be just the same. I'm going to align the seams I've done so they match, and then it's just a matter of following the guide again so it's nicely sewn and all neatly done. Well, this is my final patchwork little quilt. If you like the idea, consider watching the next video because it's going to be fun. I'm really happy about having figured out what that presser foot was for. I had already, but again, I left it in the box and never used it. And it's quite good to use the things we have that otherwise, just because of laziness, we don't. And consider subscribing if you like this video. If you want, you can leave a comment, a tip, anything, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.